Hi, I'm Emily Wood, and for my psychology and advertisement project, I chose to do one over musicians and speech because being in choir, I just thought it'd be very interesting to research the psychology behind that. So the article that I found was titled Musicians Have Fine-Tuned Neural Distinction of Speech Syllables, and it was written by Parbury Clark, Tierney, Strait, and Krauss, and I found this referenced in a larger article that talked a lot about just musicians and how their brains work differently, especially in speech and vocal parts of the brain, than those who are non-musicians, which was very interesting to read about. And so the experiment, they wanted to do an experiment regarding musicians' ability to detect small differences between sound. And so what they did is they had two groups. And the hypothesis for this was that musicians' extensive experience distinguishing musical sounds may provide an advantage for processing speech. So they had the musicians and then non-musicians, and what they classified as a non-musician was anyone who had 3 or less years of training. And so they compared both of those in kind of a longitudinal study. The way that it was longitudinal was because the musicians had been trained for a while a specific way to kind of test this in a more controlled setting. And so what they did, as you can see by the graph, was they had different sound waves. They had different sound waves that were very similar in pitch, and they used that as a stimuli to test whether or not a different sound wave was being projected. And so the results of this was that they found that musicians were able to demonstrate greater neural differentiation. This is simply due to the fact that musicians have more training with hearing pitch and having to know pitch to be able to sing or play their instrument or whatever they do in the music field. And so what they concluded and kind of how this applies to the real world was that musical training may improve speech perception, and reading skills in learning impaired children. So the commercial that I picked was the Taylor Swift Apple Music commercial. There is a link to it right there, but that's not really relevant to the analysis right now. So this was one of their ads when Apple Music was first being launched with the 3 free months. Um, and so what they did is the way is Taylor Swift is running on a treadmill. She's listening to Jumpman by Drake and she's singing along the lyrics. And I felt that this kind of related to the article in kind of an unconventional way because subliminally it shows that musicians are able to detect speech faster just because she is able to multitask in this with running and rapping. That just really shows the article and the experiment in real life, kind of, just because she is able to project speech while doing another daily activity, again, showing the importance of music in people's lives. So, yeah, that's my project.